Sri Lanka is now in the spotlight over the Panama Papers and the illicit financial flows from developing countries from 2004 to 2013, compiled by the Global Financial Integrity Organization, which was published recently.
The Panama Papers highlight the involvement of 3 Sri Lankan companies and 22 shareholders, while the Global Financial Integrity Report states that 2.88 trillion rupees had been swindled out of the country in a 10-year period ending in 2013.
Newsfirst investigates.
According to Section 6AA of the Exchange Control Act as amended, no person in or resident in Sri Lanka shall, except with the permission of the central bank, open an account with any bank or institution doing any kind of banking business outside Sri Lanka, continue to maintain or operate on an account which has already been opened in any foreign bank, or close an account with any foreign bank.
In other words, the Monetary Board should be given notice of any one of those events before or after opening or closing an account. In other words, you cannot open, close or maintain a foreign exchange account according to the laws of this country without the permission of the central bank.
Newsfirst is in receipt of Form 1, Sale of Foreign Exchange, issued by the CBSL on the information required to release foreign exchange. The form, which is split into 2 columns, should be filled by the applicant to the authorized dealer, while the other section is to be filled by the authorized dealer, travel agent or the bank. This form is to be directed to the exchange controller to obtain prior approval before releasing the funds. According to the provisions of the Inland Revenue Act No. 10 of 2006 as amended, income tax is chargeable in respect of profits and income of persons which exceed stipulated norms as per the Act. According to the law, non-payment of income tax is deemed a criminal offence.
Income tax means profit and income. Such are taxable according to slabs determined by in various budget features of the Finance Ministry. So if any of those are not paid according to the law, there are exemptions so that you can take it. Then you need not pay. But if it does not fall into that category, undoubtedly, a charge can be framed, and the court, unless you can offer good reason, will find you guilty or should find you guilty if you have broken the law relating to Inland Revenue Act or Immigration or the Exchange Control Act.
When closely analyzing the report compiled by Global Financial Integrity, it is evident that $19.6 billion has been flown out of the country, which is equivalent to 2.88 trillion rupees. The tax on this figure amounts to a staggering 960 billion Sri Lankan rupees, which is equivalent to $6.6 billion. This is the amount of money lost by the state as uncollected tax revenue. Meanwhile, this issue was the topic of discussion on the Face the Nation program last evening.
Bankers today don't operate as earlier bankers where you're just in a business of making money. Under money laundering regulations, if you look at the acts like FISMA of the UK, the Financial Services Management Act, that have brought in several new regulations on bankers' duty of care, which are with a furtherance or an extension, where if a banker's knowledge is triggered for any suspicious transaction, they have to report it so that investigations can commence. So there are several provisions of law that we can go after if we are really interested in bringing the perpetrators to justice.
These monies have been taken out and they have been kept elsewhere, so they have to be brought back, and after bringing back, it is necessary that they should pay the due taxes, and also they have to...
Who should be held responsible and accountable?
All the authorities. I mean, now in this case, the Exchange Controller, the Inland Revenue Department, both have a stake here. They have to immediately look at it, the numbers. I mean, what has been released by Panama is only the tip of the iceberg. Because Panama is only one country where these tax havens have been used. I mean, when we come to Cayman Island, Bahamas, even the United Kingdom and the Delaware of the United States, now all these are the tax havens.
There may be more than 3 Sri Lankans involved.
More Sri Lankan. I mean, that's why, I mean, they said, now Mr. Martin Surya said, no, if you have a proper investigation, half of the MPs would not be there.
During a press briefing of the central bank, the governor had the following views on the Panama Papers.
Yes, we have got some of those papers, and we are requesting further information from our counterparts around the world in terms of central banks as well as other investigative arms of various governments. But I don't want to jump to any conclusions in terms of names and facts that have been mentioned in the media, etc. At this point, all I can say is that we are investigating the material. We are waiting for more material to come. There are millions of pages of documentation in this whole leak of documents.
Would the government of Sri Lanka and the CB request for assistance or technical assistance, given that there is an alarming amount of money that had flown out of the country through illegal means? If they have put out a report saying that, would you want to work closely or even request for technical assistance from the GFI?
Certainly, we will be interested to talk to them to understand how they came up with these numbers. And that's something we will certainly take up with the agency concerned. If you have a contact number or address, please pass it on to me. I'll be very happy to reach out to them.
Based on the request made by the Governor of the Central Bank to forward details of the Global Financial Integrity Organization representatives, Newsfirst emailed the Governor of the Central Bank with the email address of Joseph Spangers, who is the co-author of the 2015 IFF report.
Two reports were released in recent times. However, no responsible authority has taken steps to investigate this matter as yet. Therefore, we have a huge issue with regard to the money that belongs to the country being swindled out in this manner. Those responsible at the Central Bank, the Inland Revenue Department and financial institutions and banks who sent this money overseas need to be summoned, and investigations need to be expedited as to how this money went overseas, where the taxes have been paid, and if not, the law must be implemented against all those who are responsible. In the same manner, the individuals, including company directors, who took this money out in an illegal manner have committed a crime. Immediate steps need to be taken to correct this crime. The government must now intervene to commence investigations into this matter, and steps must be taken to confiscate their assets, and they need to be taken over by the state.